Hey, welcome to one of the fastest growing sports YouTube channels out there, Gold and Blue Dude. And I decided to take a break from all this realignment talk. Today, I wanted to fill out my 12-team playoff brackets if it were to start this year. Exciting stuff. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me again, Gold and Blue Dude. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I do college football videos every single day. That's what I do. Hey, guys, don't forget to check out my good friends at TriStateWoodSketch.com. They have a lot of shapes and sizes you can choose from, so I'm sure you'll find something you like. All you have to do is send them your picture that you want on that piece of wood, and he'll make it happen. Right now, he's running a great sale. Conference realignment has ruled the news this past week. I've pretty much done a video on it every single day. So today, I wanted to take a quick break from that and talk about the playoffs, specifically the 12-team playoff expansion if it were to happen this year. So this is a double hypothetical video. I'm basically predicting how I think some teams are going to do and how the 12-team playoff would look this year. First up, the brackets. There you go. There's the brackets. Now let's fill them out. For the 1 seed, I actually have Oklahoma. Yeah, I think they go undefeated and win the Big 12. And for this year, the very last year, that will matter. After this year, the Big 12 won't matter. Probably won't even exist. For the number 2 seed, I have Clemson. I think they beat Georgia, go undefeated, and win the ACC. For the 3 spot, that's where Georgia comes in. Yes, I think they lose to Clemson, but then I think they win out and win the SEC, and that earns them a 3 seed. The 4 seed might shock you. That's where I have Wisconsin. Yes, I think Wisconsin will win the Big Ten this year. They might grab 1 loss, but overall, a great season. They win the Big Ten, and that earns them a top 4 seed. The number 5 seed, USC. A lot of people think that Oregon's going to win the Pac-12. I don't think so. In fact, I think Washington wins the Pac-12 North, but overall, I think USC wins the Pac-12 and would earn a 5 seed. So they would actually get to host a playoff game if that 12-team format were this year. The 6th seed, Texas A&M. Yes, I think Texas A&M wins the West, but loses to Georgia in the SEC Championship. That would be good enough to get a 6th seed. For the 7th seed, I would have Cincinnati. I have them winning the AAC, of course, but also going undefeated. I don't think that's going to be good enough to get in the playoffs this year. It's just how it is. The FBI sucks. But if the 12-team format were this year, they would be in the playoffs as a 7th seed, hosting a playoff game. For the 8th seed, North Carolina. I think they win the ACC Coastal, lose to Clemson in the ACC Championship game, so they're the ACC runner-up, and I think they have 1 or 2 losses. Still a pretty good team, good enough for the 8th seed. So there's your teams that would host a playoff game if the 12-team format were this year. USC, Texas A&M, Cincinnati, and North Carolina. Now here's 9 through 12. Number 9, Ohio State. I think they win the Big Ten East, but lose to Wisconsin, so the Big Ten runner-up. Good enough to get a 9 seed, so they would go on the road and play North Carolina in a first-round playoff matchup if the 12-team format were this year. The 10 seed, Alabama. I think they're the SEC West runner-up. Probably a couple of losses, but still good enough because of their brand and because they get better whenever the season moves along to get a 10 seed in the 12-team format. So they would go on the road to play Cincinnati in the first-round playoff matchup. The 11th seed, Iowa State. Once again, the runner-up to the Big 12, which would matter this year, the last year. Probably grab a couple of losses, but still good enough to grab an 11 seed in the 12-team format. So they would go on the road and play Texas A&M in that first-round matchup. And then the 12th seed, Penn State. I have them as the Big Ten East runner-up, a 10-win season. All things considered, I think it would be good enough to barely sneak in a 12-team format as the 12th seed. They would go on the road to play USC in that first-round matchup. So there's what my 12-team playoff setup would look like for this year if it were to happen this year. The 8-9 matchup, Ohio State at North Carolina. Winner takes on Oklahoma. The 5-12 matchup, Penn State at USC. Winner take on Wisconsin. The 7-10 matchup, Alabama at Cincinnati. Winner takes on Clemson. The 6-11 matchup, Iowa State at Texas A&M. Winner takes on Georgia. I think that would be a pretty good playoff setup. Some good matchups, some home playoff games. I can't wait for this format to get started. Let's go. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.